Yo, what is going on, my fellow weebs? Chrono here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're actually going to talk about, there's going to be a little bit of a gearing talk, a little bit of a min-maxing talk, a few things here. It's kind of difficult to decide. I don't even know what I'm going to name this video yet, to be honest. This is like, I am so last minute today, it's not even funny. But before we jump to that, if you guys are new here, as always, I'm Chrono from the cover PSO2. Much appreciated subscribers. We're going towards that 10K mark, hopefully by the end of this year. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So good friend Kero made a video about investing in your gear. And it was something that I've talked about a lot. And, I commented and, a lot of other people commented. I was just reading through the comments. I was actually really curious about what people had to say. And a couple of comments kind of stuck out to me. Some conversations about min-maxing and things of that sort. And I really feel like people have the wrong idea behind min-maxing. So I wanted to pull up like a legit definition because I always looked at min-maxing different and I thought maybe I've just been a bit off, but no, I guess I'm on point with this one. So dictionary.com actually gives us the term of min-maxing video game wise. In video games or role-playing game, it's to optimize a character by assigning all or nearly all skill points to the ability essential to that character's success in a specified role or environment, and no skill points to other skills rather than distributing skill points more evenly across attributes. So this doesn't really completely apply exactly correct in our context, but essentially what it means is it's just putting everything into like a narrow goal or narrow mindset specifically, as opposed to spreading everything out across everything. But I feel like that terminology or that the thought process behind min-maxing has been lost in gaming. And a lot of times people say min-maxing, all they hear is min-maxing. They're thinking get the strongest amount of gear possible. Like that's all they hear. That's all they think when they hear the term min-maxing. And that's not really what that means. It essentially just means to maximize your gains in a minimal, narrow scope, essentially. So one thing that gets talked about, and I mean, Kara talked about in his video, was, the new dual quest and how much money you can actually effectively make off of it. One thing that I mentioned specifically in my comments was, people talking about investing in their gear and things like that, as people say they don't invest in their gear, while other players that are investing in their gear are making substantially more amounts of money. People talk about how they don't have any money and don't have the ability to get things like that. And I watch these players with hundreds of millions of Meseta who invest in their gear make tons and tons of more money. And people always make the excuse of, oh, well, they probably just spend a bunch of money in games, so on and so forth. And the interesting thing is that there's always like a point or an aspect that people have to say when it comes down to making money in the game, and it really isn't that intense. So it could be on me, maybe I just have never explained this properly, but you don't have to min-max for damage to get ahead in PSO2. So one very common topic that tends to pop up is I don't really have time, I can't make money like that, I don't see the point in investing, I can just get by with what I have. And the funny thing is that you actually can. A very common thing that Skulls and I have started doing is, because we play on separate ships, I will hop over to ship 3 with my alt. Granted, he's only like, he's max level, but he has like no gear basically. He has just freebie gear. And then Skulls has a bit of gear over on ship 2, but not a whole lot. And what we've been doing is we both go farm together, and whatever we make, we then give to the other person on their respective ship. And that way it's kind of like double the gains, right? Like she's making double while I'm going, I'm making double while she's going, so on and so forth. And something I noticed is you can make a lot of money with what they barely give you to start. So let's use this current event as an example. Right now, we have Zia and Andy's shop here. Let me go in here. And so we have a lot of things you can exchange for seasonal points. We've got these weapons that are plus 90 already, that are fully unlocked, limit broken and everything, with not the best, but okay potentials. This is a little upsetting, but it's good enough, right? Like it's okay. It gets the job done. But overall, like these will do fine. And these don't cost you anything but some seasonal points. And then they also added in armor as well. And this is also limit broken up to level 90. So you can actively make gear for nothing almost. You can legitimately just take the freebies they hand you. So we can go over to Zia Andy. We could grab 3 units from Zia Andy. Now you will have to invest a little bit in the units. That's something unfortunately you can't get around. You have to invest a little bit in the units. Get these up to ideally up to 81, but at least 61 will give you 6 slots. At 81, you end up with the 7th slot, which is very, very powerful. So get all of those. Again, ideally getting them up to 81. You can just use the actually, funny enough, you can use the resources they give you in the shop itself. So if we scroll on down, you'll see that we do have some endemios in here. You can use the endemios just to beef up your units flat out because your weapon's already maxed out and it already is augmented. You can use things like the LC augments that they hand out. They give tons of these augments. Like, I'm not using mine, and I haven't even been playing that much recently. But you can see I have a ton of LC augments of all types. So you probably have a lot of these, and these are all fairly powerful. Yes, Gladiasoul's not Gland Gladiasoul. Yes, Halfinale is not Lux Halfinale. You know, Gland Gigas or Gigas Master is not Gland Gigas Master, but they're all strong enough because realistically, all you're trying to do is just casually farm in deck space. And to my homies out there, like, you know, I only have an hour or two to play a time, maybe 3 hours in the day to play. You can spend an hour in deck space and make upwards of 1.4 to 2 mil. Without, I make 1.5 mil without any gear. And it's not like I'm playing the meta class to play in there. I'm just going in at random along with my wife, just farming casually while I talk with her on Discord. We play for an hour. I don't even have really any buffs popped. This is like sans buff. So with buffs, you're gonna get more. And then you take those resources, you funnel them right back into the exchange shop and you get your gear set up. Now you set your gear up, right? So now we've set up our, you know, our units that we had here. We went ahead and set those up. It allows you to purchase 6 total. That means you can buy 3 more of these, get this to 61, and the seasonal points you got from that, well, now you can invest it. I buy them out. I already bought them out. That's why I can't find them. Now you can invest those back in to getting the dual quest augments. You can grab another weapon because you can buy multiple, and you can set up a dual quest setup. And that dual quest setup is going to allow you to get dual quest gear. And the dual quest gear is, it's allow you to get dual quest augments. And the dual quest augments are worth a lot of money. So realistically, for almost nothing, now this is the case, is if I went into a brand new character right now, let's say I had absolutely nothing, they gave me my free RGN cool and that's it. I would literally just walk right into deck space, farm for like maybe an hour or two, get a bunch of seasonal points, take those seasonal points, get some gear from Zia Andy, put it back into my farming gear, right? Go right back over there. An urgent quest pops, run the urgent quest. And something else comes up, get that taken care of, do my dailies or whatever. Invest it right back into my gear. And then you can make dual quest gear for almost nothing. Like, I have very expensive dual quest gear because I made this at a time where this was almost nothing. Like, this was super cheap, right? And I farm dual quests to make money. The better your gear is to farm those things, the faster you're gonna get through doing them. But you don't need this type of gear to farm it, and you don't need to put that much effort in. I don't play PSO2 for more than an hour or two a day in most cases. I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, playing Wuthering Waves. I'm playing, God, what else? Black Desert Online. The most I play PSO2 is when I'm on stream, like when I'm streaming and I'm showing and I'm playing in front of you guys. And that's maybe 4 to 6 hours at a time, twice a week. I'm not playing every single day. We're not like, and like, I still have a decent amount of money. We have 16 mil, granted, like 10 mil of that was a donation, but I spent everything like 2 days ago and I've already made 6 mil back without really even trying. You do make a good amount of money. You just have to know where you're investing it back into and put even the slightest amount of effort into it. You don't have to play 10 hours a day. You don't have to spend money in the game itself. You can be fully free to play and do all of these things. Now, granted, yes, to get to the high end, top end, min-maxed gear, like I'm sitting at 283% potency. I'm sitting with a Fatale 4 wing guard. Yes, that's going to require you putting in a lot of effort. You're going to need a very, very powerful weapon to farm with, so on and so forth. But you don't need any of those things to make money in PSO2. If you invest a bit of time, a bit of understanding, and just a small amount of effort into your gear, you can make massive amount of gains. I promise you, people who maybe farm an hour, even 2 a day, you can make upwards of close to 10 mil a week. And over time, that's going to allow you to get anything you want to get in the game. And you don't have to invest that money back into your gear. You can run around with LCs on all of your gear. Look, if you have an Eridim weapon that's plus 90, that has got like Fixa 1 something on it, with all LCs and 3 EXs, with the freebie units they give you, like these INA units they give you, at 81, with a bunch of LC augments, you're gonna be able to take care of most things in the game, and you're gonna be pretty well geared, and that wouldn't have cost you next to anything. Take advantage of the freebies that they provide you. Take advantage of the campaigns that go on. And if you don't understand, ask us. As content creators, I'll be more than happy to help you go through that process. We have an entire redemption for gear review of how you can invest into your stuff. And it doesn't have to be, hey, look, get the best things you need to get. No, absolutely not. I don't ever recommend you guys go that hard in your gear. I spend tons of money on my gear because that's what I want to do. That's why I find fun in the game, is being as strong as I possibly can. But that is not how everyone else finds fun. And that is not what I expect from you guys under any circumstances. So yes, you absolutely can take advantage of the freebies. And if you are someone with limited time, limited amount that you can put into it, maybe you just don't understand it, hey man, let us know. I'm more than happy to help you. I'll be more than happy to put together a plan for you guys to figure out exactly how you can get moving forward and what you should be farming. There are plenty of people who jump into my Discord, DM me and say, hey, look, I don't know where to start. What should I do? There are other content creators that come back to the game and that DM me and say, hey, what should I do if I want to get myself started getting geared back up? I don't really want to spend a ton of money. I don't want to spend a ton of effort on this process. What can I do? And I lay it out for them. And it's pretty easy to get together. I promise you guys, it is not that intense. I'm not telling you to go best in slot. I'm telling you, put even the smallest amount of effort into your gear and you will get massive results. You guys can afford that dope fashion you're looking to get. You know how often people ask me, yo, how much are the shoes you were wearing with like my Sonic or my Shadow look or whatever? And I have to tell them, hey, look, they're like 20 mil now and they were 8 mil before. And they're like, yo, that's way too expensive. Yo, that kills me. I want you guys to be able to afford that fashion because the fashion looks sick. It's part of the fun of the game. Half of this game is gear. The other half is fashion. Skill is a choice. The skill portion of the game itself, yeah, some people really like it. They get into it very hardcore. But this game for me is 50-50. It's 50 fashion, 50 gear. That's it. For some people, it's like 20-80, and that's fine. Just make sure you put that time into the 20, man. That makes the 80 more worth it. You can afford all that awesome stuff, and you don't have to spend money. I don't know how many times I really want to emphasize this. You do not need to spend money. You can play this game free to play and get everything you want to get out of it. If you're going full best in slot, it's going to be a lot harder. Yes, substantial. It's going to take way more time. But for the average player, nah, man, don't let them lie to you. If you need some help, just look me up. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks to all the channel members. You guys are fantastic individuals and I love your faces. If you guys do have questions, like I mentioned, jump into Discord, scroll up to the very top on the right-hand side, just click on my name, feel free to DM me. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. People ask all the time and I have no problem sitting down and talking with them about it. All right, love your faces. Take care, my friends. Peace out.